Look, man. Where? Oh, I see. Wow. Oh, my. Bowen, look over there. Wow, is that culture? Yes. My goodness. Wow. Yeah. Las Culturistas.
Ding dong. Las Culturistas calling. Did you know I was having like such a reflective day today because like just going through the oeuvre, we've had so many formative memories with our guest music. In fact, I remember the very first time I ever even heard about our guest was way back, and then it feels like truly like throughout the eras there's always been that moment. Yeah because this is a true like defining artist of our time who gives something like every few years comes back out and is like, don't forget.
I surely never have.
We dropped Acid upstate and listened to Honey.
I told our guests when I met them backstage at Radio City, it was so intimate.
By the way, that was
an
remember
epic
this performance.
Oh my God, it was so amazing.
I'll never forget this.
Our guest and David Byrne.
It was an amazing evening.
It was an amazing. That was. Let's talk about it. But real quick, I just want to say, like, I came out of the bathroom. You were sitting alone in the green room, and then you were like, "Hi," and I was like,
you were like, "I can't do this.
I can't do this.
This is too much."
And then I word vomited, and I was like, "So, I was in a K-hole 2 summers ago, and what healed me was Ariana Grande, Be All Right, and when I got into bed, I got under the covers and just looped Honey, the album." For about like 6 hours straight, and it saved me.
This is not the first time you have been flabbergasted that a celebrity is in front of you, and you said, "I was in a K-hole," and this is like the second or third time I've heard of him saying that. He doesn't even like frequent ketamine. Don't be concerned.
Don't be concerned. It's not. I don't have a substance problem. Not
famous
with ketamine,
thing that people with non-substance problems say.
Yeah.
And I have really good news for everyone.
She's here. The album is called Sexistential.
That's what I was going to say was the good news.
That's
so great.
The good news. Fuck a app, in the words of our guest.
Adam Driver makes her horny. She reveals this on the album. We've heard it, by the way. Sorry, I know that's going to make y'all feel some type of way, but we've heard it and you got to wait.
Our friend has heard it. Gia Tolentino has heard it.
And I'm sure because
she's writing. She's writing about our guests.
Let's just get into it because it is truly an honor for our first guest of the year to be like it's beyond one and only, but the one and only Robyn. Come on!
I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, this is like a joy for us.
No, it's a joy for me. Thank you for telling me all these sweet things. My heart's racing.
We haven't even begun.
I feel so complimented.
Is
that how it's? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because I could see the face crack when I was telling you about my K-hole, and you were like, I don't know what to say to this guy. What's your memory of that?
No, I loved it. I thought you were being so vulnerable.
Yes, we're often vulnerable here. Our acid trip was also you.
I truly appreciate it. I know that. I'm so happy I could help you out.
And I feel the sincerity in that. Mm-hmm. But it was like I laugh about it now. But I mean, that song is so, important. The title track of Honey, and I feel like I really admire how you just took up the space with that album to have the sensuality with your production and your vocal, and then now to understand that you are fulfilling a societal need to bring us back to the fucking club.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to start this interview by asking, what was this intention? Why this album? Why start from the ground up with a song like Dopamine that you've had in the bank for 10 years?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I felt like I was on a spaceship, like I'd been floating around in space, totally lost, going through very existential things, and I was crashing back into the atmosphere of the earth and kind of back into myself, and that's what I wanted it. That was my picture of what the album was going to be, just this feeling of impact and a dust of emotion, a cloud of emotion just rising up and not having to explain too much, and then just letting it settle, and that I wanted there to be layers in there and lots of things for people to come back to and relate to, but also this very just high impact, strong force.
Yeah.
That's where I was in my life.
Yeah.
And so that's what came out of my body. I had a son.
Yeah, you birthed
And then
Sexistential.
Also had lots of things to write about.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the album's not about my son. It's about maybe the time before.
Yeah. Well, what I loved about, like, you recently said that you feel like it's your life's purpose to remain horny.
Yes.
And to keep driving towards horniness. By the way,
Yeah.
I deeply feel that.
I feel
Great.
that.
I think you're amongst friends.
Great.
And so I would describe the album as a horny little album. I mean, like,
a
I
horny
think
little slutty album.
it's a horny little
Yes.
slutty album, and I
Yeah.
do feel like we do need those reminders, you know, to go out. Because I do think, like, I don't know, maybe this is like a boring thing to say because it's so obvious, but we are isolated. We do need reminders to go out and dance and, like, low-key touch each other.
Totally.
And you also describe horniness as not just about being sex, about being curious.
Yes, exactly, about being curious, about having the time and space to feel pleasure and to enjoy my life, and to have that not have been taken away from me by stress, by politics, by just the world going crazy.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's an act of resistance, but it's also just like fun and how I would want my life to always be if I can. It's a luxury and no pressure. Like if you're not horny, that's okay too. But
That's fine.
you know-
But again, it's not necessarily about sex, which is
No.
kind of like, it's kind of freeing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not like we're not putting pressure on anyone to go out there and go crazy, but it's like
No.
whatever it means to you is emboldening.
Totally. It's like how you approach anything, I guess.
Be horny for life.
Be horny for life.
Title of app.
Horny for life.
Horny for life.
In every sense, like be horny for the duration of the time you're on this earth,
Exactly.
and then be have a sexual drive towards like the things in this world as much as you can.
Yes, be tantric, like let things like build and feel exciting and not rushed,
Yeah.
but kind of like pleasurable at the same time.
Was
Yeah.
tantric like the process? Was that like you and Klaus like being like, let's get like kooky? No, what that's
For
that's a
sure.
terrible word. But you don't-
No, I like it.
okay.
I mean,
I don't mean to equate tantric, like
kooky
the tantra with
tantric.
kookiness.
Weird vibe.
Kooky tantric could be a whole vibe.
You know
and
what I
I'm
mean?
into it.
It's
I'm looking
kinky,
dead
yeah.
at the
It's
camera.
kinky.
It's kinky. No, me and Klaus were not getting kinky. Just so everybody
To
knows.
be clear.
Yes, but we've been so close for so many years, and in this weird way, we don't. Well, we see each other sometimes in our personal life, or like outside of the studio, as well, of course. But it's mostly just him and me, like just exposing ourselves to each other over and over and over again for like now, what is it, like 20 years?
Wow.
Yeah.
And having not fallouts, but periods where we don't necessarily want to be with each other, and then coming back to it. And I think why we get along is also because we have the same work ethic. We like to work
Yeah.
a long time on things and make sure we like it, and we don't have a problem with that. And so tantric is definitely a part of it. There's this like, we're both okay with it not being comfortable all
Yeah.
the time, which I think is also, it has to be that way in order to get to the good stuff. I think you have to be uncomfortable, be able to become uncomfortable with each other.
There's a push-pull.
Yes.
Like, it's so interesting that you see that as like part of the tantra of your songwriting, right? It's like, I think you were talking recently about how like the songwriting process is not necessarily like fun.
No, exactly.
It's like it's really hard and labored, and like, you know this.
yeah.
Well,
Like-
sometimes it's like you hear artists talk about how like, oh, this happened very quickly, and
Yeah.
that's how I know it's good.
Yeah,
but
no.
that's just a certain process that someone might have.
So, I mean, usually I'm like, oh, it can't be that good.
Oh.
Right,
Oh.
right.
So
like
quick.
you're like, what's the catch on this song?
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
Sometimes it happens quickly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have an example of like a song that did happen very quickly, and maybe you were like, I don't know, but you didn't touch it, and then ultimately it was what it was?
Dancing on my own.
I don't know why I spiritually
Yeah.
felt like that must have come through like in a channeled way.
It was kind of a channeling thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes it does happen. With Every Heartbeat happened that way too. But I feel like
Oh, I love.
there are like years or at least months of something leading up to that moment, and then sometimes you just click in and you're able to just get it out in one go.
Yeah.
But then dopamine took 10 years, and it's so different every time.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But I guess when you're acting, I mean, I think actors and comedians are just so good at it, maybe sometimes better than musicians, because you have to be vulnerable, you have to try things, and you have to make yourself, like, you have to be able to be ugly and weird and all those things to get to the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes when I get into the studio with musicians that are really great but not comfortable with that, it just, it's harder. Right?
Yeah.
Well, with music, I feel like you can take your time to discover.
Yes.
Whereas, like, when you're an actor or a comedian, like, you have to, like, be able to at least perform discovery. And so that discover, I often feel like it's sometimes better to not look at any lines until right before so that they can feel really fresh.
Well, you don't like being prepared.
Exactly. I don't want to be prepared ever. That's what that is. But, like, for you, it's like to hear that Dopamine took 10 years, it still feels like something that's very, like, organic, even if it felt like at times arduous, or like you were like, I don't know if that's ever going to come to fruition, but I know I have it in the back pocket. Like, it still feels like a new song.
Exactly. And to get to that point, like, you know, you might have something that is supposed to feel that way. Like, you know that there's something in there, like, we could get to this point where it feels totally natural and organic.
Yeah.
But it might not start out that way. And then it's like you have to find it as if it was the first time. You can't fake it and, like, pull out the arpeggio bass line one more time and just, like, slap it on there. Like, it has to be created from scratch and really intentionally made again, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Was it always going to be called, was it called Dopamine all 10 years? Did the title change?
Yeah, no, the title was so good. The chorus was there from the beginning. I mean, there were all these amazing people involved in it too. It was Klaus and Tayo Cruz, who
Wow, Tayo Cruz.
Yes, the chorus is written by Tayo Cruz. So I think, you know, it's this thing of deciding, like, how to deal with, like, this little gold that you know you have and where to place it.
Wow.
Just to, like, return to Dancing on My Own for a second, because I feel like on this podcast, Las Culturistas, if you're going to be here, we have to give Dancing on My Own its moment. And this is why. Because when we went to go see you at Barclays, and we just talked about this concert on our Rachel Sennett episode, because it was when we were, like, recreationally ripping using poppers at the time, and thank God we were.
I enjoyed that episode so much.
Thank you for listening.
I enjoyed it.
Rachel will love that. But I remember, like, when you played Dancing on My Own at the show, it was so clear that was, like, our generation, because everyone there, like, our generation and, like, how the surrounding, like, ages of this generation, it was so clear in that moment that is, like, the defining anthem for us. Like, there's a few songs that feel like that. I would actually call I Love It by Charlie XCX and Icona Pop another one of those. When she did that song at the Sweat Tour, I felt the same way. Whereas afterwards, I remember you just, like, received for, like, quite a while all this love that was flying at you from the audience. And I feel like the question that I feel like, you know, the basic question would be, like, when did you realize that this song was that, or how does it feel that this song is that? But I want to ask you is, what is your Dancing on My Own? Like, what are your defining pop anthems? Like, I want to know.
Wow. Well, I mean, God, it would be Purple Rain.
Yes.
It's our Purple Rain. Keep going.
Oh, wow.
But it didn't. I hope you could feel that, because it is true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a release.
Wow. I mean, if it makes you feel that way, then I'm super happy. I think Purple Rain has this, like, also this tantric thing, right? Where you want to come back to it and you want to feel the thing again, and I think Small Town Boy with Bronski.
Oh my God,
Beat.
yes.
Wow.
When he goes into that high note in the beginning, it just makes me want to cry.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I get this sense, and I'm guessing here, but I think probably, were you a Whitney fan?
Yes, of course.
I feel like there's, like, her anthemic
but also
stuff.
Mariah.
Mariah's
Of course.
just the
You
best.
know, a lot of Mariah when I was 12.
Yeah.
A lot of trying to hit those high notes.
Yeah,
But
right.
it never happened.
Do you have a favorite Mariah? It's a
yeah.
hard one to say.
You know which my favorite Mariah is, but that's just because I love the original song as well. Is I can't live if living is without.
Without You by
Oh
Nilsson.
my
That's my
God.
favorite.
Yeah, she really just, that was already a brilliant song, but she just made it something else.
It was amazing when that came
She's a good cover.
with the live MTV
Yep.
session.
Yeah.
With her hair and
Yes.
oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, she's the queen of like, oh, I know you know this song in one way, and I'm gonna live just rip it up.
Yeah.
Like the other day, that there was on my algorithm, I was scrolling by, and there was this unbelievable video of Mariah and Whitney recording "When You Believe"
All right.
from the Prince of Egypt, and it
They
was
finally
just,
got together.
exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
But also the way Mariah handled her whole thing and like how funny she is and
Yeah.
the intelligence of her.
Yeah.
It's really entertaining.
Yes.
I mean, is it fair to say that you are? I love that you did this. There's a track on Sexistential, Blow My Mind, which is like, it is like you covering yourself, but it's just a redux of a track of the same title.
Mm-hmm.
Was it it was the third album, right?
Yes,
Yes.
it's true.
And like, I talk about that because
Mm-hmm.
it's truly, especially if you listen to both those songs back to back, you're like, oh my God, this is just such a trip. And like, this is sort of recontextualized now. I don't want to give it totally away. But like, that is such a cool, like, refracting of like your old work, old quote unquote, as in like
No, totally.
past work into something that feels, again, like extremely current.
That makes me very happy. I mean, I always loved the song. It was on an album that I released before I started my label. So it was in this kind of forgotten category, and it was never really a single. And I think it's a brilliant song in me. And also what happens when you have a kid is you just don't have that much time. Like I don't want to say that's the reason, but I was like looking back at because I had all these other old songs for the album. And so I was like, oh, this might be the time where I get to do a cover of my own song. And I always wanted to. And then we rewrote it so that it's about the present time. Now it's more about cute aggression, I think.
Yeah.
When you love someone so much, you want to hurt them.
Yeah, like you have a tantrum towards them.
Like that feeling?
Yes.
Do you want to eat your baby?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to.
Oh, well, no, there's this thing where like people want to like
plain
eat.
way you asked, do you want to eat your
I thought
baby?
you said baby.
Hit. I was like, no, I don't want to
Eat
hit
your
my-
baby.
Yes, I want to eat his cheeks,
I know.
his butt cheeks too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always want to eat the baby's leg and foot.
Yeah, like every part, like
Doughy.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
yeah.
And then well, your appetite, like this appetite will go, this cannibalism is like totally innocent. It goes away as the baby gets older.
Does it though?
That's up to you.
Let
as
us
the
know,
parent.
I guess.
I hear from people that it doesn't. Like it's still
Yeah.
like you want to do it to your 20-year-old, but it's maybe not. Yeah,
How old is your baby?
soon to be 4.
Soon to be 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this was like soon to be 4. So this was 4 years ago.
Ka-ching.
I
Yeah.
wonder because you just collaborated last year with Charlie XCX. So I'm
Yes.
not sure when you did the 360 remix.
Yeah, it was right before her album was released. It was like 6 months before
Yeah.
or something, in the summer before it was released. And she was in Sweden, and she texted me, and she was like, I want to do this remix with you and Jonathan with Young Lean. And I just thought it was like the best idea ever.
It's
And
so
of course
sick.
it came from her because she's brilliant.
Yeah.
And you know, I had no idea what she was doing. We hadn't been in touch for a while, and I just thought with Crash, she was just, you could tell she was getting into her zone. She was ramping up this like perfect storm of emotion and like expression, and she was so sure of herself. And I was like, yeah, I just want to hear what you're doing. And she played some stuff, and she said, oh, I think it's about, I think the album's just about female relationships and how, how complicated it is. And I was like, that's so interesting. And I think she wanted us to write something, and I was just like, I didn't even know how to put myself in that position because I just love her so much. Like I could never even like think about how to find like a conflict.
Right.
I was trying to get into it, and then we did the remix as well, and we wrote some other things, and it was so fun to talk to her and have like some time with her before it all happened, and just see her in that moment.
I feel like you guys must have like so much in common that very few people have in common too. And the reason why I ask about like when your son or was born, like she talks so much, she ruminates so much on that idea as well. So I wonder like what you were thinking when you heard that.
She totally inspired me to go to be personal, to be more personal maybe than I had ever been with my own lyrics, and to be specific, to not shy away from being very defined about what it is you want to say.
Yeah.
I think the subject matter was already there, but just kind of like how she approached it and how she was so vulnerable and tough at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's true. We always, I think, connected on that. And I think with Jonathan as well, like we have that experience of being like, just doing it on like different levels and in different worlds from a very young age.
Right.
And it's funny, for me, it's beautiful because I don't really know if I've shared that experience with people, artists my own age. I feel like I can relate to Charlie and like her generation in a different way than my own.
It's clarifying if it's coming from, something that is a little bit outside of yourself.
Yeah.
Or there's some level, like layer of remove there where you're like, oh, she's ruminating on parenthood in this very deep, vulnerable way in her music. I can also be irreverent in the way that she's irreverent. I feel like Sexistential, title track,
definitely
is just.
It's an id.
It's an id. It's so funny. It's like you even have this moment where it's like your doctor confuses Adam Driver for Adam Sandler.
Yes. I'm glad. Yes, you got it.
It's so. But it's like that is
It's a true story.
It's a true story. I feel like you haven't been this funny since Robyn, since the first Konnichiwa Records album.
Yeah, it's true. Or silly.
I think both. Like it's silly, funny, kooky.
Yeah.
Tantric.
Thank
you know what I mean?
I'm so happy that you feel that way because I wanted it to be that way.
Yeah.
And I told Klaus, I was like, we have to write a rap about IVF. And he was like, oh.
He was like, now let me look up what that means.
Yeah, exactly. No, but he's one of those really equal like Swedish man. He's been at home with his kids.
Yeah.
So he can relate, I think, but maybe not to the IVF part.
Of course.
I had the Sexistential was like it's like the joke title of the album for a really long time, and then I was like, that was just gonna be Sexistential, and then I was like, we have to write a song called Sexistential. And that's how it came and it was like the last song we did. So it was like a very free space where we could go deeper into the things that we had already been talking about.
Right.
And then I think it's one of the standouts.
It's one of the standouts. But then like the word Sexistential gets littered in other, like in Blow My Mind.
Yeah,
like, you hear it.
or in Talk to Me, I think.
I love Talk to Me. Is that the official second single?
Yes.
Love it. Great choice.
It's going to come.
Oh, it's going to come soon.
Well, it was out today. The video was out
today.
So this is coming out a week from today. So it's been out a week.
You're
late.
It's out.
You're late.
It's out already.
I wanted to ask, how many songs is Max Martin on this?
On 2?
2.
Yeah.
So that must be a very long relationship.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's the longest one, but very sporadic in the sense that we've only really worked together on 4 songs, like 2 on my first album, 1 on the Body Talk release, and then 5 songs. Max Martin is a very sincere, very smart and sensitive person. He always gets depicted as this machine who has a strategy and is like almost like a robot. In a way, it is like working with AI because it's so fast.
Right.
And I think that's like that is the inhuman kind of thing about him, that it's so like the problems like solving is so quick.
Right. He knows his math.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not a formula. It's like real sense of melody and like
it's experience.
It's experience, exactly. But him and Klaus went to the same class in the same music school.
Wow.
Yeah, in Sweden.
So like I mean, this, I feel like you are such a part of Max's story, and like I think that is, I don't know, I think that must be a really interesting thing to like just track mutually your pathways like in this business that it's changed so much.
You know, when I came here, I was like, oh my God, this kind of building and this kind of like office hallway and my hair today and the mints
is very what?
It was like I was coming back into like a record company building
wow.
in '98.
Wow!
And I was like,
we are A&R, and we are gonna. This is a signing meeting for us. We're interested in you.
Can you get a Wu-Tang member to hit on me in the elevator?
Probably could.
Riz is in the back.
Can we get a Wu-Tang member? I feel like the story of Max Martin is obviously understanding pop music and creating pop music as we know it today in many ways, but also understanding artists, like what he gets from and what he's able to channel from someone like Taylor and someone like Ariana, go over this is just recent, and you throughout the years, like I feel like he really helps to not define artists, because artists define themselves, but hone in and make specific, and therefore like sometimes even make funny what an artist can do because they have like a bit that they can keep coming back to.
Totally.
You know what I mean? And like that's I guess where like the reheating your own nachos comes from when people say it about certain people. It's like, no, this is just my style.
Yeah. It just happens to be like the biggest one over the year, the one that's like dominated all the charts for so long, but it is actually really personal and
I got to meet him once.
Yeah, how's that?
It was so interesting because it's like you're saying, like I was expecting this like larger than life, like very methodical, precise person.
But he's lovely. Yeah.
But we went to go see Spamalot with Ari.
Yeah.
And he's just like easygoing, wonderful, nice, kind, like chill person. And I was like, this is, and I didn't say this to him, but I was just like, it's like you said, it's like, it's not what his portrayal is as like this prolific songwriter and hit maker. It's like, oh, he's a not to reduce it, but he's a guy.
He's a guy.
You know?
No, totally.
And in a great way, he's a guy.
Yeah, and he has something like almost like grace.
Yes.
He has grace. Like he will go deeper and like find the, like you're saying, like the real meaning behind that artist and what they're trying to say. And he will go for like the higher kind of ground, I think. And he kind of has, he has good morals. He hired new, really amazing, beautiful female producers like Elvira, who worked on Addison Rae, and he's like making good decisions with his legacy. Yeah. But then he's also, when I worked with him the first time, like he was this young person who was just so ambitious and really wanted to win. That's also a part of it. And he is obsessed with statistics, and he will it's amazing to see someone with that much success, and it doesn't, like, he really goes at it as if he's trying to win, like, the first time, every time. Yeah, it's really amazing.
Hungry.
Yeah, hungry still.
Yeah.
I mean, the deeper meaning behind, the way he finds deeper meaning, like, I feel like you have a sense of what your deeper meaning is. You don't have to share it with us, but I feel like it's so interesting that you've, in the past, said things about, like, oh, I wanted to sort of have an inflection point after dancing on my own. I didn't want to be known as, like, the heartbreak musician necessarily.
Yeah.
And you said recently, I think on Zane Lowe, you were like, nostalgia is like a perilous thing.
Yeah.
Like a lethal thing. But what I loved about the Brooklyn Paramount set list was that like it just wove in like your full discography so beautifully. And then you sang Show Me Love for the first time in like 10 years.
Great arrangement of it too.
So it's like I wonder like what your relationship is now to like the way you, not nostalgia, but the way you look back on your own work.
I look back on the first album and maybe the second one as well, with just like a lot of sympathy and love for, the situation I was in.
You were young.
It was insane.
Yeah.
Like, it was really trippy to come from Sweden into the culture that I thought I knew because I'd grown up with it, and then realizing how lost in translation you are sometimes as a European in America, especially if you don't know the culture.
Right.
And just little things like how America is very divided, I think, between like children and grown-ups. And I was still a teenager and just finding myself like in this very kind of, you're in a kind of a separated world.
Right. In a very adult industry.
In a very adult, in the 90s. I mean,
yeah.
like.
When there was nothing, no one even would know how to
there
ask
was
if
no
you
Me
were
Too.
okay.
There was no Me Too.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it was like, I would say that, being a pop star, a teenage pop star is like it's a lethal situation, and it can really get you.
Well, yeah.
And but I was prepared in the sense that, a safe haven back home, and I don't know, what was the question?
The question was, how do you? But this is actually dovetails perfectly into something else that I want to ask you about.
Nostalgia.
And then we'll ask you the question.
We talked about nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
Yes, as a perilous
Yes.
thing.
But I don't know. Maybe you want to go somewhere else.
Well, no. I mean, finish the thought. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cut in.
No, not at all. I don't even know what I was saying. I think nostalgia is dangerous. Yeah. But I think playing Show Me Love doesn't feel nostalgic. I mean, of course it's nostalgic, but in the good sense.
Yes.
That there's something there that's real and that's a part of people's lives, and that's not for me to have any opinion about. And I love the song.
Right.
Yeah, and you're not singing it as the teenage version of you.
No.
You're singing it as you now, and therefore it's a different song in a way.
Yeah.
And did that speak to the choice to arrange it the way you did?
Yes.
There you go.
Because it brings out the softness of it and the beautiful melody, and you can hear what's there that's maybe, timeless or whatever.
Yes.
I think what makes nostalgia lethal, as you're saying, is that it is treating the past as like aspirational.
Yes, exactly.
And that's never what you want to be.
It's an illusion.
Yeah.
Also.
Like it's like, we got to go back to this better time. It's
It's
like
a thing that's over.
Depressing.
Yeah.
that's like I'm sorry to make it about this. It's like a fascist idea. It's
Yeah.
like we got to go back to like
It's
the way
true.
things were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's so true.
So like, but you already know this like deep down. But but the thing I want to like dovetail into is like, I think you maybe don't get enough credit for inventing the notion of like an independent pop star. I think like going and making your own label or just putting out your music like your own way. Now it's like indie pop is such a thing, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like you don't get enough credit for that. That you really modeled this thing, even for someone like Charlie who like knows, I am gonna do like one for me, one for them. And the one for me thing is the thing that brought her most success, I would argue, with Brad.
Totally.
It's like that was supposed to break away from Crash, where she was like, fulfilling the contract for the label, doing like what a traditional pop star album would look like. But I feel like you've kind of blueprinted out this thing for a lot of people, which is like you can do it on your own terms.
Yes.
And I feel like I hope you get that sense now as we're like all coming together once again to like celebrate Robyn.
Oh.
That
Thank
it
you.
comes your way.
Are you
I'm
ever
taking it in? Thank
Yes,
you.
good.
Are you ever
good.
surprised when a certain artist, like because I feel like Gracie Abrams is like, when you listen to her music, like it's a totally different genre than you might think. But she, was it she that invited you to perform with her?
Yes, she did.
Where was this, Glastonbury?
No, it was Chicago.
Oh, yes.
What's the big festival? Lollapalooza.
Lollapalooza, that's what it was.
No, she invited me, and she was so sweet, and
she's the
gave me
best.
all this space, and I got to do Dancing on My Own, and anyone that gives me that love, it's like it's a big compliment. It's
Yeah.
always amazing.
Well, we would like to ask you the central question of our podcast.
Yeah.
And I bet you are the answer to this question for many people.
Yes.
But Robyn, what was the culture that made you say culture was for you? This defining, whether it's pop culture at large, movie, song, a specific moment, something in the environment that you can look back and say, I'm probably me, due in large part to that.
I think I have to say Buffalo Stance with Neneh Cherry.
Wow.
Being like 10 years old and then hearing Raw Like Sushi for the first time.
Uh-huh.
I remember it was like summer break. I was playing cards with my friends in a country house, and we were just playing this album over and over again, and we all knew that she was Swedish.
Yeah.
And that her real last name is Karlsson, just
Yeah.
like
Just
mine.
like yours. Oh, wow.
And I was just like, that's amazing. If she's Swedish, I can also be that way,
Yeah.
like this kind of really sexy and powerful, playful energy, and it was pop music, and it was made for me. It was
Yeah.
not made for my parents. It was made for a new generation, and it was mixing, and it was undefinable. It was like New York and Sweden and London, and it was in her language as well, and the things that she was saying was so empowering and vulnerable. Just man-child, like being so critical about like toxic masculinity, but also saying like no money man can win my love. Like she was so real.
Yeah. And speaking to ideas that had not been spoken to in pop music, or maybe even music at large. Like it just didn't feel like this was area we had tread before. When I think about Sweden, I think when a lot of people think about Sweden, I've only been once to Stockholm, but I went to like the Museum of Pop Music, and it's really an ABBA and Eurovision museum.
Yeah.
But is the culture, like, you mentioned obviously this song and this album, but is the pop music culture, as long as you can remember, was it that thick in the air? Like the way that, like, they say LA is Hollywood, and you know whatever, this, like, people have their industries. Like, is it very thick in the air, like the pop music thing?
I think it is now. I don't think it was when I was little. I think we were still a very I don't know what this word will mean to people here, but like it was, Sweden in the old days. So there were only 2-3 TV channels.
Wow.
We had maybe 4 radio stations, no commercial radio yet. No way to find like American music. You had to go to a store for import LPs or CDs. Like it was not easy to be concerned or into popular culture when I was a teenager. You really had to work for it.
Wow.
So in that sense, no. But then when I started working, which was so early, all the people that I was working with was, maybe 20 or like sometimes even 30 years older than me. And then, I got in touch with, like a more connected part of Stockholm, which was like, like Johan Renck and Jonas Åkerlund and these like more commercial directors that had been traveling and working outside of Sweden, and the Cardigans and all these other like Swedes that were connected to the outside world, but nobody my age had that network. It was much later that it happened for like my generation, but now I think there's so many young musicians and artists in Sweden that really feel supported by the legacy of the music, and of course like ABBA is the year 0, year 1 for everybody.
Yes.
And then kind of, Max Martin, of course. And all these producers that are now creating popular culture all over the world. It's like, I guess we're like the 3rd or 4th biggest music export country in the world. It's
that
crazy.
makes a lot of sense. I mean, I feel like it's always like, whenever you heard an artist went to Sweden, you're like, oh, here we go.
Here we go. It's
like,
going to be pop.
Where did she go? She was spotted where? Like, I remember it's like I remember years ago, like Kelly Clarkson, they were putting her second album together, and they felt like she didn't have a full album, so they sent her to Sweden. They sent her to Max. And then she had Since You've Been Gone.
Right.
And it does feel like
what
there's
a song.
Since You've Been Gone, the best. Insane.
Such a good song.
Yeah, that's like one of those.
Yeah.
And I remember that's like one of the ones that will last, and it feels like Max does hand you that every few years.
Totally.
Or more.
He still does, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's still into the songwriting. Like he will, he's not producing that much anymore. He'll leave it to the younger producers, but he's like in there, like, and still writes a lot.
I feel like a lot of people don't really realize how it works, like what a real producer really does. You know what I mean? So when you have a concept or an idea or a strong urge, and you go to Max, like what exactly is that? What happens then?
I mean, it's different every time, but this time I had this beginning of a song would talk to me, and me and Oscar worked on it a little bit, and then started producing it together, and then Max came in and did his thing and heard what I was thinking for the chorus, and he was like, yes, you should go there. And then he kind of left me with this riddle. He was like, but just think about these chords and that kind of transition melodically, da, da, da. And he just left. And then I solved it when he was away because of the instruction he gave me. So this kind of like, I don't know, Andy Warhol way of working maybe. Like, you know, like he will see it and he'll give instructions. Sometimes he will write as well. He wrote things on the other song we did and on Talk to Me as well. But it's very, very smart. It's very intelligent, very, very good the way it works.
So when we talk about producing, really, I think a better way to explain it for people that don't really get it is that really what they're doing is directing you, right? Like he gets a lot of credit as like an amazing vocal producer because of the ways in which he's brought new vocal stuff out of artists. He certainly did with like you can actually mark, like you can see like there was someone like Ariana says, I think with Break Free, or was that Zed?
That was Zed.
Like so, but like what he did was he was like, I really need the straight tone singing for this kind of song. It's like like working with the producer as like a vocal director.
He gave Ari that direction. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think people don't realize that it's like that's what that job is.
The way Britney sings on the first album is really like her singing.
Like the way Max wants her
to.
Yeah, that kind of
No, he kind of did the demos. I mean, she's an amazing singer, but like he did the demos, like the like all the demos are him doing that, and it's really, you're right. He's very into the sounds of things too. It doesn't really, it might not be about the word. It might more be about the vocal or like the vowel, or like where the consonant hits. But I think with him, it's more it's still songwriting, it's still but it's more conceptual now. But a lot of producers are, you know, a producer is still like the person who's making the sound on the record, and I think that's also what he used to do.
Yeah,
right.
Just now he's like a little bit bird's view, maybe.
Yeah, more executive, I guess. Yeah,
but I feel like I feel like your voice is so precise. So it's what I've always loved about the quality and the timbre is that it's clean isn't the right word. It's perfectly matched with like a Swedish sensibility in a way of like making music, which is that it's like right on target. And one of my favorite episodes of Song Exploder is your episode about Honey.
Yeah.
Where you do like
so good.
It's like the initial like track of it was on the girls episode. Yeah. And then just the evolution of it, just the way it becomes just this warm, expansive song is so beautiful. And I feel like the way that you are, the way that you're occupying all of this range between like a warmth and then like a dryness and dopamine, where you're like, we're just singing about, we're building from the ground up this idea that like it's just a chemical thing.
Yeah.
You know, like that is, I think that's like the perfect sort of, I think those are the perfect bookends for me, like in the recent discography. So anyway.
That's great. I think both of those songs, both Dopamine and Honey, what they do have is they have a lot of rhythm in the words.
They throb.
There's a lot of like conversational lyrics and conversational like, almost like talking singing in them. And I really enjoy that.
I still get lost in Honey. I will put Honey on a flight.
Yes.
And I will, it feels like I'm taking a bath.
Yes.
And I will fall asleep to it, and then I'll come back. I'll wake up again, and I'll fall back asleep.
Perfect.
For years I've done this.
It's kind of like, that's perfect, because the feeling, you know, when you have a nap in the day.
Yes.
That's when you're like in that in-between state and your body feels weightless.
Yeah.
That was what I was trying to find when I was writing it, because I was in a kind of a bad state myself.
A K-hole? No, you don't have to tell us.
But like a very long one, like a depression. More like a depression.
K-hole.
Depression.
More like a depression. And I was trying to find my. So I actually, like in a way, like find my way out of a bad spot.
Yes.
And I couldn't see it, so I had to kind of like create it.
Yep.
So I'm really happy to hear that still happens for you. Because it happens actually for me too when we play it live. Now I'm like, wow, this feels really good.
Is it your favorite? Is it the one that you play where you're like, I think this song is my favorite one?
Where I'm feeling myself?
Yeah.
Totally.
I feel like that's got to be true.
Yeah.
I'm proud of
sometimes
that song.
like you must listen back and be like, I really am, Robyn.
I'm not gonna agree with that. I feel that feels cheesy, but yeah, it's a good song.
Yes.
Did you love playing the Brooklyn Paramount? What a cool space that is.
I love playing
that
New
must
York.
have been yeah, New York is the
I
best.
just love playing here.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Paramount, slanted, banked floor.
So it's a good view
Yes.
for
It's a good
everybody.
view for everybody, even in the back.
Yes.
And the sound is good.
the
Yep.
sound is good, although they need to, fix their fire alarm thing.
Oh, wait,
was it going
something,
off?
Did something go off?
Yes.
No.
Fuck that. I'm happy you said it.
First song.
Now they will.
2 minutes in, we were like in the peak of missing you,
Fuck.
and then
No.
like all sound disappears, and I just had to go off stage for like 10 minutes. But then we came back on and we did it so that we started right where we ended.
Oh, nice.
So it was like right in the middle. It was like zoop, and we came back on. It was like wow.
Oh, perfect.
It was a good. Yeah, it turned out.
The building next
well.
door did burn down though. The fire alarm was
Oops.
real. Oops.
Sorry. Wait, this is a weird question, but what's your relationship to adrenaline?
Oh.
Well, adrenaline is like necessary evil, I think. I'm so used to it because it's being nervous, right?
Yeah.
You still get
And-
nervous.
Yeah, I still get nervous, but I can define it more now as an adrenaline rush, and I know, I recognize it. And when you go on stage, you both know how that feels.
Yeah.
And when you do something over and over again, you after a little bit at least, you get used to.
Yeah.
If you stay on it, you get used to that feeling, and you can kind of handle it. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
And
bit
use
better.
it and write it.
Yeah.
I almost asked it because I feel there's so much adrenaline in your music, and there's so much tension, but release of tension, and that's like speaks directly to adrenaline.
Yeah.
And so I was like looking at you, and I was like, I wonder if she's ever jumped out of a plane.
Oh.
I would never jump out of a plane.
So that's what I'm saying. It's
no,
like
I'm not an adrenaline
Junkie.
junkie.
Yeah.
Definitely dopamine, but that's so
Yes,
much nicer.
it's
I
nice.
mean, adrenaline is not so nice.
you're
No,
right.
you're right.
But they speak to each other.
They come always hand in hand.
Yeah.
They're like little friends coming together. But
Exactly.
I think adrenaline is like, maybe like that's a really cool thing to do a beta blocker, because you can then you can experience where you're supposed to land
Oh.
Yeah.
after the adrenaline.
Right.
And I think like handling that first, 5 minutes of the show is about just managing the adrenaline until you're settled in.
course.
Exactly.
And just kind of imagining that place, because if you go on the adrenaline, you'll just start doing. Yes, it feels good to go with the energy, but usually that's when you're like screaming a little bit too much, or you're
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
oh, I'm so
You're
out
not
of
in
breath
control
now,
of
and
your
and you
artistry
lose-
and your instrument because it got out of hand.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
also what happens in a band, I don't know if it's the same thing with other people when you're doing comedy. It's like when you go too hard, it's like you lose each other a little
Yes,
bit.
yes.
And if everyone pulls back, it's like you can hear each other, and then there's like a good feedback loop instead of like the crazy one.
Yeah.
Like we got to manage this thing that's like a little bit outlying, and we got to pull it back down.
Yeah.
Or something. Totally. I mean, I feel like the awareness of it though is the helpful thing, and that's like
Yeah.
like even like you writing a song called Dopamine. The reason I asked if it was still called that 10 years ago is because I feel like the word has a new sort of like
I know.
valence
It got
to it.
really en vogue for us, like
I
over the past like
know.
few years.
And
which
I
is-
was so excited about that. I was just so like, wow, this word, I can feel it. It's like so.
relevant. Is that not the right word? But
No,
it's
but
like,
it's so true.
Yeah.
And I felt that 10 years ago, and that's why I held on to it. And I don't know if it's not so good for the world that we're still in that space, but I think we are because of social media. And I think, the dopamine hits that we're getting, everyone is more aware of what addiction is now, which I think is a great thing, but it's also because everyone has to be aware of it, because everyone is addicted.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, the song is more relevant now than it was 10 years ago, which is cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
No, I do think so, because
Yeah, you're right.
when I listen to that song, I go, yes, it is like demystifying this thing. And it demystifies even the addiction of like being on our phones, where it's like, I think there is this like bigger movement now of just everybody kind of being like, oh, let's put that in another room. Let's
Yeah.
put the phone in like the closet.
Yeah.
Like it's not in my bedroom anymore. And I'm like the last person to I mean like
No, you're not. You're a pioneer of this.
No,
People do not sleep with the phone in the other room, even if they're saying it.
I'm like
they're not.
I can't. Now it's like it's dangerous. I feel it's like my body is registered, like the adrenaline kicks in where I'm like, I gotta put this away.
But I hope you don't feel this way about falling in love.
Oh no, that's so sweet.
I don't think he does.
No.
Good.
Oh, that's so nice.
What makes you ask that?
Because I think there's almost this, like, at least on my feed, there's this like aversion to falling in love.
You think it's because of something societal, or do you think people are just
something societal where we're like afraid of losing control? We're like always decoding our physical responses to. It's like we're not taking it seriously because it's just a chemical substance. It's just this chain reaction in our body, and like being in love is stupid, or you know.
It's also hard. I mean, like I think that's another part of it. Is it's like we are increasingly living in a time when things can be really easy.
Yeah.
And relationships and love is never going to be easy.
It's easy to just write it off. And
Yeah.
It's
You
not
can't
supposed
AI
to feel
it.
like this. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't cheat it.
There's like a decline in the feeling of awe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I truly feel that whenever I listen to you, but I think when we went to the Barclay show in 2019, I certainly felt that, poppers notwithstanding. Like it like
The poppers are the problem.
no, and like when the curtain drops in the Honey show, or was it the curtain like a veil?
Yeah.
Like that's like I'll never forget that.
So cool.
Like that's awe. I'm like, oh my God, I'm experiencing this with a bunch of other people. And I do want to say this before we go to I Don't Think So, Honey. Like, I think there's something a little bit, I know we all love nightlife here and like going out and going to the club.
Yeah.
Something about the club is a little like, it's not totally clicking right now because everyone's there for a different reason. Either you're there to listen to music or to connect your friends, or you're there to like fuck, and that's okay too, or you're there to do drugs, and that's fine too. But it's just we're all there for different, like the organizing principle there is a little bit scattered. And like
I don't know because I don't go out anymore.
no problem. That's just how it is now, where I'm
Okay,
like,
good.
oh, like yeah, like I've been out like a few times in the
Yeah.
last couple months, and like they've been fine, but there hasn't been like a sublime thing of like, oh my God, I had the best night out dancing, and that's very much attainable, and that happens
Right.
all the time. But I will say, going to a concert, everyone's there for more like
Oh, it's true.
the same.
We have a
collective
mission.
goal. We have a mission. We're there to enjoy a performance,
Right.
and then we all leave going like, that was amazing.
Wow, that's great.
You know?
That is cool about going to live shows. I agree.
So
Do you still go to live shows?
I do. I love
Yeah.
going to live shows.
Can you talk about some that have been like?
Well, I wish I could give you like 5 examples, but I'm a single working mom, so I
Yeah,
don't
of
have
course.
but that much time. But I went to see Catriel in Amoroso. Do you know that band?
no, but we're
No.
gonna check that out.
Yes, you should. That was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very all over the place, but that's their thing.
Yeah. Good.
That's like the only thing I've seen lately.
Yeah.
Love it.
But I
Okay.
recommend it.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Noted.
We will source.
We will source. Okay, it's time for I Don't Think So, Honey.
It's
Okay.
time for I Don't Think So, Honey. And this is our 1-minute segment where we just come in and we just tear something up in pop culture. Not necessarily because it did anything wrong, but it's just not its day. And regrettably, I will start.
Okay, this is Matt Rogers. I Don't Think So, Honey. His time starts now.
I Don't Think So, Honey gay guys on Close Friends asking, do you want me to take you off? Yes or no? It's a trap. It's a trap. You are the one that should be discerning about your close friends list. You look at it and you curate it. It is your close friends list. I'm sure this also happens heterosexually as well, where people are like, do you want to keep looking at my butt? It's like, if now you, yes, no, maybe. It's like now there's a complex. Before it was just we were all on our close friends like in a vacuum
30
where
seconds.
sometimes I'm scrolling and whoop, there's your whole body, and that's just something that we're all engaging in and entering into in the invisible contract that is Instagram. But now you've made it an actual contract that I have to check boxes on.
15 seconds.
No, take the onus off of me and put the anus back there if you want it. I, by the way, am always gonna say yes, keep me on.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
Even if I'm bothered bothered by it. I want to be on it because then I'd feel left out. And that, I don't think so, honey.
And that's 1 minute. Oh my God, that was
Wow.
very.
It's my
very
second
good.
one of the year. We're cooking.
We're cooking.
But you know what I mean? It's like sometimes it's just like, and you know what? Bless everyone out there sharing. But it's just like when you ask, it's like
No.
I don't know.
I'm never
you know
gonna
what
turn it
saying?
down.
I don't
me
ever say
neither.
no.
I'm happy to be included.
Yeah. You always gotta like. You always gotta be generous with
Yes,
that.
Yes. Are you
Absolutely.
active on Instagram?
I am. Yeah.
Are you
More
on a
than
lot
I
of gay
should
guys'
be.
close friends?
Yes.
I bet
That
you
happens. Yes.
You're seeing a lot of like mirror selfies. Anuses,
Yeah.
of course.
What they
Love that.
allow on close
it's the
friends
body
is mind
part we
blowing.
all have in common.
It's
Wow.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
Everybody
thing.
poops.
Yes.
It's actually rule of culture number 6. We all have an anus in common.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pluribus.
That's a pluribus.
That's the pluribus I don't
If
want to
that
see.
isn't a pluribus, I don't know what is.
Okay, so food for thought, everyone. By the way, like, again, keep me on, but just, I guess, hide that one close friend story for me. Do you want me to still be here? It's like,
no
give
need
me a
to
break.
No, that
If we already knew you were thirsty. Now you're being thirsty for this answer? Please.
they just want to.
But if you're trying to be respectful, that's good too. All right, Bowen Yang, you ready?
yeah,
This is Bowen Yang's I Don't Think So, Honey. His time starts now.
I don't think so, honey. Having sex with the lights off, turn them on. Show me.
Can't see.
I want to see. It's not
Love
about.
that.
No need to be self-conscious. We're already at that stage. There's no need to be shy.
Totally agree.
Let's just trust me. I'm into it. Even
Yeah.
if it's not that great, it's still bad sex is still pretty good.
Yes,
You know what I
great.
mean?
Well.
Keep it. It doesn't have to. I'm not saying blast it like this.
30 seconds.
Doesn't have to be overhead. Can be a little bit ambient. Can be a little, night light there. A little.
Totally.
Little
Can't
lamp
be like a
on the side.
nurse's office, a doctor's office.
I'm not saying keep it. I'm not saying clinical. I'm just saying like I want to see a little bit.
I want to see it all.
I want
wanna
to see it all. 15
see it all.
seconds.
Yeah.
Having sex with the lights off, I get that it's a preference for some. I want to be able to grope around in the light, not
5
grope around in the dark.
seconds.
Totally.
And that way we're just we're setting ourselves up for success, for some accuracy and precision.
And that's 1 minute. I couldn't agree with you more, Bowen Yang.
True.
I also feel like, you're there to have sex with that person. You're not there to have sex with the idea of a human form.
A mound.
You know
of
what
flesh.
I mean? Like, yeah.
I just think seeing it is very sexy.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
This is Robyn's I Don't Think So, Honey. All right, this is going to rip. I know it. Robyn's time starts now.
Okay, I don't think so, honey. Well, I always hated Elon Musk. I always hated him
Same,
way before
actually.
it was like cool to hate him.
Yes.
Because
yes.
there was a time where there wasn't cool to hate him. But
A
when
I don't know, man.
people didn't think about him that much at least. But you
Right.
know what happened? For me, I started hating him when he put a Tesla into space with a David Bowie song on it. He actually shot a car into space. As if there wasn't like enough shit floating around.
Exactly.
30
And
seconds.
okay, so this is the thing. I think there should be democracy in space.
Yeah.
There should be democracy on Earth too.
Yes.
Yes, which we really maybe don't even have at the moment. But the fact that anyone or any like commercial company can
15.
decide what to do with like natural resources and also do tacky things.
Tacky.
Yeah.
Like sending a stupid fucking car into space.
5
That's
seconds.
also dangerous for people. Like, think about the astronauts that are like up there in like the International Space Station and they don't really know what's going to hit them or whatever. Like, I just think it's like, can we all just like have a vote on whoever
Yes.
gets to do anything there?
And that's 1 minute, but keep going. Because I honestly, like, I so agree. Almost everything he does now makes my skin crawl.
Yeah.
And what really bugs me, like, which is a core thing of what you said, is when any old person thinks that just because a song is out there and you could stream it or buy it, that you can use it for your
Oh
bullshit.
my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that he, like, the best song in the world and he put it, like, on his, just to sell cars.
What was
or
the
shit.
song?
Was it
Do you
Life on
remember?
Mars?
It was Space Odyssey
Oh,
with
That's Space Oddity.
David
Okay.
Bowie. Like,
No, and
That's not what he was talking about. Whatever you think, no.
no.
I
No, exactly.
Exactly.
Whatever you think,
He
you
would
can't talk
turn
about
in his
David
grave.
Bowie.
No.
Exactly. He would
not
turn in
okay.
his grave. You're right. It's not safe for the people who are up there. You're an astronaut working your whole life to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, a fucking Model Y comes barreling towards you
Exactly.
with an iPad for a fucking dashboard.
You know what I mean?
No way.
No way. What's the name?
I didn't know he did that.
No, he did that.
What's the name of
It's
what?
just because he's done so many other
What's the name of the
shit.
amazing movie with brown, beautiful woman? It's lost in space. She's twirling around.
Oh, Gravity.
You know.
Sandra Bullock as
Imagine
brown,
if a
beautiful
Tesla
woman.
comes instead of
It would
George
ruin the
Clooney.
movie.
It was like the Tesla coming, like with this like fake doll and like a David Bowie song.
Ew.
That movie is truly amazing.
It's amazing.
That is
That
amazing.
she is so brilliant in that.
But I also think we should hit on Jeff Bezos. I mean,
100%.
Well, yeah, let's do it.
he also did that. He went up to space, up in space, and then he came down and he put out on whatever social media. He was like, "Now I realize that we really have to protect this beautiful pearl in the universe." I'm like, okay, so you had to like destroy the human race,
Yep.
like destroy the environment
Yeah, too late to
to
protect.
go up so that we all could have you realize this thing that everyone else understands.
Read a
like,
book.
Nobody else had to do that to get that this is important.
Now that I've cut off my leg, I realize it'd be better to have two.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut up.
But also, it's not your leg; it's everybody's.
It's everybody's leg. Oh my! It's the
Also-
one leg we share.
all these guys are missing something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that line of billionaires that was behind Trump when
Yeah.
he was inaugurated.
Yeah.
They are without.
Yes,
They're without.
They are without.
out.
And
Everything.
I think that there are so
Ugh.
many people who are without in some way, not necessarily the way they are without. I do believe they are without souls and also like a function that like an empathetic function.
Yeah.
But I think that there is an idea that is in some way aspirational because it helps you be the best capitalist. If you don't care,
Yeah, exactly.
then you're going to be the most successful because you didn't care to begin with. So you're not going to have any checkpoints. Well, they don't. And you might find that you might have stanned that person, but suddenly you're realizing, oh, wait, you do have an emotional checkpoint, and that's good, but you are too late.
You are
and
too
it
late.
is fucked up, and you should feel bad. And it's okay that people feel bad.
Yeah.
I will also say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Everyone being like, oh, I have buyer's remorse with the Trump thing. I used to stand Elon. Now I don't know. Feel bad. Feel bad. It's fine.
It's fine. This is just to revive one of Matt's old catchphrases, which was "Precious one, you're without.
Precious one, you are without.
you are without."
It's a way to give empathy, but let people know.
People know that they're lacking.
Precious one, you are without.
Who's not lacking is our guest.
Or us now that we're going to have a
Oh.
new album soon.
Yeah.
And all your work, which is so important to us
Thank
and so
you.
important to anyone who loves music.
Thank you
I'm
so
telling you,
much.
like, it's just so cool for us to be able to say that we have a platform that you would want to come hang out with us on. Like, it's truly one of the moments of the podcast that we're like, I can't believe that it's come this far. You're just the best.
I love you guys. I love you for having me on here. I listen to you all the time.
That's so
And I'm
wild.
so happy that you're saying all of this to my face.
Yeah, we love you.
Love you, Robyn. Okay, well,
same.
we end every episode with a song.
And if you do me right, I'm gonna do right by you. And if you keep it tight, I'm gonna confide in you. And it's on your mind, it will be time for that
Our
too.
keys all the way.
No, I don't think my key was that
It
weird.
was great. It was great.
Thank
He's always
you.
dragging me for my key.
No, it was great key. It was too high for me.
So I was wrong.
I was wrong. Bye.
Bye.
Las Culturistas is a production by Will Ferrell's Big Money Players and iHeartRadio podcasts.
Created and hosted by Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang. Executive produced by Anna Hosnier and Hans Sani.
Produced by Becca Ramos. Edited and mixed by Doug Babe and Monique Laborde.
And our music is by Henry Kapersky.